We've all seen this happen, right? A fantastic idea for a community project. It kicks off with so much passion and energy, and then it just kind of fizzles out. So many of those good intentions never turn into real-world results. Well, today, we're going to dive into a professional framework that's basically a blueprint for turning those great ideas into action that actually lasts.
And that really is the million-dollar question, isn't it? What's the secret sauce that takes you from just wanting to do good to creating something that's measurable and sustainable for a community? Well, it turns out it's not really a secret at all. It's a plan. So first things first, let's get right to the heart of it. A structured, well-thought-out plan. That is the single biggest thing that separates the projects that really make a difference from the ones that, just sort of happen. This question, right here, this is our North Star for everything we're about to talk about. It sets the bar really high. It's not just asking, hey, can we do something good? It's asking, can we do something we can prove is good, that's going to stick around, and that actually aligns with our bigger goals? The rest of this explainer, it's all about answering this one critical question.
Think about it like you're building a house. You wouldn't just grab a hammer and start throwing up walls, would you? Of course not. You'd start with a blueprint and pour a really solid foundation. It is the exact same principle here. Before you take any action, you have to lay that groundwork of super clear goals and really strong partnerships.
So this is where you decide what winning actually looks like, right from the very beginning. Is the main goal to empower the community? Or is it about creating jobs? Maybe it's all about restoring the local environment or improving people's health and well-being. You have to name it. Pinpointing your strategic goal is the first absolutely essential step to making it happen.
Having a brilliant goal is fantastic, but let's be real. You can't achieve it in a vacuum. And this brings us to the other pillar of our foundation, the people. Because who you do it with is every bit as critical as what you're trying to do.
And check this out. This maps out a really powerful ecosystem. You've got your nonprofits, your NGOs, they're the experts on the ground. You've got the local government helping with policy support. Corporate CSR teams can bring in funding, volunteers, and oversight. And maybe most importantly, you have community reps who make sure the whole thing is meeting an actual real-world need. The point is, no single group can do it all. Success is built on everyone working together.
All right, so our foundation is set. We've got our goals. We've got our team. Now what? Well, now we get to look at the implementation roadmap, how we actually translate all this great planning into action. And what I love about this is it shows you that a complex project isn't one giant, scary leap. It's just a series of clear, logical phases. You start with planning and design. Then you officially bring your partners on board. After that comes the execution. That's the actual work. But it doesn't stop there. It flows right into monitoring and reporting, so you can make sure you're staying on track the whole time.
Now, thinking about what could go wrong. That's not being pessimistic, it's just being professional. A good risk assessment means you identify those potential hurdles. What if funding gets cut? Or what if people just don't show up? And you create a plan B before it ever happens. This is what makes a project tough enough to handle whatever the real world throws at it.
Okay, so your project is up and running. Volunteers are engaged, things are happening, it all feels great. But how do you know it's actually working? For real? Well, this next section is all about proving it with cold, hard data.
This is exactly where your big strategic goals become tangible. If your goal was education, you're going to measure the number of students trained. If it was employment, you count the jobs created. These metrics are what turn those abstract ideas into concrete results that you can actually track and show to people. And just look at how powerfully a simple chart can tell a story. So the project started with a baseline of 50 students. They set a target to reach 200, but the actual result? They trained 225. They blew past their goal. A visual like this doesn't just show you data, it basically screams success and proves the impact is real. And now we're at the final, and you could argue the most important part of this blueprint. Finishing a project is great, but creating change that lasts, long after the project team moves on, that is the ultimate goal. This is all about building for sustainability. This slide really highlights the huge difference in mindset. Are you doing a one-time event or creating an ongoing process? Does it just end when you're done, or does it focus on building long-term systems? We're not aiming for temporary impact here. The goal is to create an enduring community benefit that becomes part of the very fabric of that place.
Yeah, making an impact last doesn't happen by accident. It has to be a deliberate strategy. It means you need a formal plan for it.
You have to create a way for the community to give you feedback so you stay relevant. You have to commit to transparent reporting to build trust. And you've got to always be focused on learning and improving. It really is a living process.
So look, if you take away only one thing from all of this, let it be this. The passion, the funding, the volunteers, all of that is absolutely vital. But it's the clarity and the structure of one single, solid plan that has the power to focus all that amazing energy and truly transform a community.
So there you have it, a step-by-step guide to turning those good intentions into real, measurable, and sustainable impact. This isn't just theory, it's a practical blueprint for taking action. So the only question left is the one you see right here. Now that you have the blueprint, what will you build?